Hello YouTube, Komodo Gaming here, bringing you another episode of Scrap Mechanic. Today we are building a monster truck. This has been requested, I think a couple times in the comments, so we're gonna do this, and this is just something that I wanted to do anyways. The only thing a little disappointing, and it hit me a while ago when I was building the roll cage. I was picturing in my head how this was gonna look, and I remembered that, Scrap Mechanic really doesn't have that big of wheels, so I'm going to build a monster truck that's probably going to have some tiny wheels, but we'll ignore that. We'll kind of wait for somebody to either mod in some bigger wheels or the developers themselves to put in a proper sized wheel. Let's see. I've also got some new pieces here. I'll link the mod in the description. It retextures some of the slanted pieces, and it also adds this curved piece that I'm going to use in some of this, so let's see. Yeah, we're gonna use this. This is the one of the slanted pieces I'm talking about. It looks a little funny. It's almost like the texture's a little, I don't know if it's a lower res than the rest of the textures, but it's strange. But I'm just, like I said, I'm happy to have a new textured block. So let's see. We're gonna make this go up. I'm gonna build some post here in the front. I'm going to wind up skipping over some of the cage building on the inside. I mean, a lot of this is stuff that I've done. If you watched any of my videos, you've seen some of my the way I put together my cockpits, the roll cages, so I'm probably skip over that. I guess these bars in the back, we'll just put a roof on it, and the bars in the back will set up into the roof and look like the cage and the body is all connected into one. So let's start going back here. I think I'll use a slanted piece and make it go all the way across here in the front. There we go. Yeah, there's a couple challenges that I'm gonna face with this build. Mainly, like I said, with the wheel situation. I already know that this is gonna be really top heavy, and it would be nice to have like a really big wide tire to help prevent tipping over, but that's probably one of the challenges I'm going to face. Also, I'm going to build this thing completely out of wood because I thought about doing it out of metal, but then I realized that, when you're using the suspension, when you put that much weight on it, it compresses it, and it basically makes the suspension where it's useless. So we'll do a full wood build. Okay, I've got the body, I've got the cab complete. We're going to move to the front end of the vehicle. I think I'm going to put, once I think about it, it really doesn't matter how I do the wheel wells. The tire itself is going to actually set below the body, so it doesn't matter, it doesn't exactly have to fit in the wheel well. So I've got a little bit of freedom with that, and that's kind of, I'm always so used to building everything to where it fits correctly, but with the monster truck, everything's really exaggerated, so you don't have to worry about it as much. Also, for the front end, I'm going to use this. This is another one of the new pieces in the pack. Like I said, I'll link it in the description below if you'd like to download it. And we're going to start building a front end here. I'll probably use that radiator piece that I've used in a couple of my builds for the front. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and get some of the, make sure I have all the pipe pieces too. I'll make the roll cage kind of go out forward here into the front. It's just something that it makes it look like this is actually all connected in the body. Everything's connected into one chassis. So let's see. I'm debating on which piece I want to use. I think maybe this will go forward, and I can make some of this go out into the front here. Let's make that go that. No. Let's see. Nope, got that piece wrong. There we go. That looks better. Okay. Anyways, I'm going to make this go out forward here and kind of follow the body. I think this will look cool once this is all put together. It's going to look like there's a lot of it's going to look really busy in there. It's not going to be just plain, a couple suspension pieces poking down, and that's it. So I really think this is going to turn out pretty good. At least what I'm picturing in my head, I believe it's going to turn out really good. That looks proper there. We'll probably make this piece, we'll make it go down, and then we'll put the radiator piece in the front. Let's go ahead and shape the wheel well a little bit. Maybe something like that, and we'll do it on the other side here. There we go. That looks pretty good. I like that. I like having more shape, so it actually gives the vehicle itself more character. It makes it, like I said, blockiness bugs me sometimes. Let's see what I'm looking for here. Oh, I'm looking for the radiator piece. If I can find it. There it is. Alright, I measured the radiator once, and I realized I'm only going to be able to fit one piece. I was picturing having two. Oh, that's setting up too high, I think. Yeah. Okay, let's delete that. Yeah, I wanted to have two pieces in the front, but it's just off by just a little bit, and it doesn't look right. So we'll just put the grill in the middle. Maybe we'll stick the lights right by the, like just right on the sides of the grill. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and I'm also going to have an opening hood. So it's just like a little, I mean, it's probably pointless, but it's just another one of those little neat things I'm going to add. Let's see. I've got an idea. How about instead of putting wood here on the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and make a bumper. Something like this. Let's make that go across. That. Maybe I'll make it go one out. Maybe round it off or something. Maybe like something like that. That actually looks pretty cool, and especially how it kind of ties into the chassis itself. Let's grab the light piece and we'll add it maybe here. Maybe I want to do two lights. I'm also thinking about having like a light bar on top of the roof, so I'm gonna keep that in mind. We'll do two lights on each side of the grill, and then like I said, we'll have a light bar at the top too. So, let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the front suspension next and get that going. Okay, I switched around. I figured let's go ahead and finish the body and then worry about the suspension. I'm still not 100% sure how I want to do it. Of course, the vehicle itself is gonna drive off all four wheels, four-wheel drive. I already know how it needs to be, but the suspension itself, I kind of want to do something a little bit. I don't know if it's gonna be unique, but I want to do something maybe a little different from most of my builds. Also up here, I think I'm going to add a couple bars that are going to go down and be that are going to slant off this roof. A lot of these off-road trucks or monster trucks, you'll see bars coming down. I'm assuming it's some sort of support for the chassis or something the body's setting. I'm not really sure what it's for, but I can put these bearings here and I'll connect a controller to it and I'll make them slant down. So that ought to just add a little something to it. Also, let's see. No, that doesn't. Well, I guess I'm going to go ahead and set this on the wood. I'm going to set the motor in the front. I thought about, I don't know, let's see if the motor fits. I have a feeling it's going to be off-centered, which kind of sucks. I like everything centered up. I don't know. I need to put some tires down that way I can get up into it. Let's see. Will the motor? No, it's not going to be centered on 3 blocks. At least I don't think it is. Let's try sticking it in the middle. Nope. Maybe I'll set it 1 over 2. Maybe the right, or can I? What would 2 look like? 2 would be pointless. Let's just stick it 1 over to the right. I mean the driver's really on the left side, so maybe if you stick it 1 to the right, maybe it'll balance the weight out a little better. I'm not 100% sure, but let's do that. Suspension wise, it doesn't have to like actually go up, because everything's, I mean, it can just hang down and immediately go into the actual shock part, because I mean, it really doesn't matter. This thing's going to set really high off the ground. This is not like any of my other builds where I had to, figure a unique suspension out because I wanted it all actually fit into the body. Here, everything actually is going to hang out the bottom, so that ought to be pretty good here. Let's see. I'll probably follow a similar design for the back suspension. I think I'm looking at a lot of these pictures. I think I'm gonna add some piping. I've got to add something that looks like a drivetrain down there. A lot of that's going to be cosmetic and not actually work, but I think suspension-wise, we're going to keep it fairly simple. And then once we go down under the vehicle, we'll start adding some like unique cosmetic items. Like I said, I want a drivetrain. I want just make it look busy, make it look like it's like a real monster truck. So, of course, I also forgot to put the bearing up here. So let's see. There they are. Make sure those pieces are correct. And we'll make the curved pipe here, and we'll set our tires. This is something that's going to look really funny. I'm disappointed by the tire. I really wish I had a really big tire. This is as big as they come. So we're looking at something like that. Kind of just looks like a big jacked up truck compared to like a monster truck. But as soon as Scrap Mechanic gives me big tires, I'll be happy. So let's see. That looks like it's gonna work. We'll move on to the back suspension and get that done. All right, back suspension's finished. I used just a little bit of wood. I put the hood up, and I realized like I don't like the way this motor looks. So I'm gonna add some metal blocks in here, try to make it look like an actual engine block. My only problem is with this motor, the actual motor being off-centered. It's making it where I can't cover. At least it's not gonna make it even. Maybe I should move the motor. I could probably hide the actual motor. Let's just put a block in here, like an engine block. Realistically, I could probably hide the motor inside the cockpit, maybe to the right of it. I mean, it doesn't have to be in the front, to be honest with you. I'd rather it look good and make it look like it's got some big, mean, engine block under there instead of this tiny little generator motor that the game has. So maybe we'll just move it. I think I can fit it in the cockpit somewhere. Under here, we'll kind of make it look like headers, exhaust. I'll build up a little bit under here. Like I said, I'd rather it look good compared to it actually like, oh no, you have to have the engine in the front, because to me it really doesn't matter. So we'll throw it in the cockpit probably. Let's add a little bit more to the block, and I'll probably I'm gonna make the block hang out at the top of it, make it look like it's just humongous, just really exaggerated a little bit. That looks pretty good from the side here. Need to get on top of it, and I'll poke it out the front. Engine wise, I believe also I'm going to, no, that doesn't make sense. I don't know, like I said, if you ever hear me rambling or something, that's just me talking in my head. Sometimes I just talk out loud. Commentating sometimes it's just a weird thing where I just start jabbering. So if you notice me just talking randomly, that's what's happening. I think I can get away with hiding it in there. Maybe I'll cover it up, but I don't think I won't. I mean, you most certainly won't. You won't notice it, not unless you're actually doing the first person. So let's connect the wheels here, make sure they're driving forward. Another thing I'm gonna wind up getting rid of. I started to do a tailgate, but I'd rather, like when I'm driving, I'd rather see all the back and see all the bars coming down. So I think I'm gonna actually get rid of the tailgate that I added a while ago. Let's see. Let's move on. Let's build said I was going to do something like a light bar up at the top of it. So I think that's going to be one of the things I'm going to wind up building next. I need to put something that looks like brake lights. Maybe we'll add this. I don't know. I kind of like this skull and crossbones sign. Maybe we'll add that to the side of it. Light bar. I mean, I could just set them on top, but that would be boring. Let's go ahead and get the piping out, and we'll make like a light bar. Let's see, that should be maybe something like this. I'm thinking 3 lights on each side would be enough. So we'll make those aim up. And make some pipe across, and then we'll make sure we're even on each side. 2, 3. Okay. Connect those, and we'll stick the lights on top, and it should complete the roof. That looks pretty neat. Huh. Alright. I worked on this once. I screwed it up, so we're going to give this another try here on the bottom. Essentially what I'm going to do, I'm not going to, like, this is not going to be connected into the actual suspension itself. I attempted, like, that's something I've attempted before, and it just screws the way the vehicle actually works. Like, it just screws it up, so I'm going to make it look like it's connected into the suspension, which it's really not going to be. It's just something that's purely cosmetic. I'm just going to have like a drive shaft and all that go up the front. Like I said, a lot of these bigger vehicles, monster trucks, I mean, everything's exposed underneath it, so it needs to look busy. Maybe we'll add those, make it look like it's actually connected under. Let's see. That looks a little strange. I didn't mean to add all those pipes that. So let's make those. Let's just use the straight pipes here. I added the one that has all the extra, and just deleted a piece of the body. Great. I'll have to go back and repair that. Sometimes I get a little carried away when I start deleting stuff and delete things that definitely should not be deleted. So let's see. Let's go down. What do I want to make the drive shaft? What do I want to make it out of? I don't know. I guess I could. Well, I think I need to make it out of something other than the pipe that I'm using for the suspension pieces and all that. Maybe I think I know of a bar I can use. Let's go ahead and make sure this is centered. I'm so glad I built this the way I did, because if this wouldn't be centered, I couldn't center this drive shaft, and it would look really odd because it'd be over to one side. So let's use this piece here, and we'll just make it go forward. As far as the shaft itself, I was thinking about, let's see, maybe this piece here. I think this would work. Something like this. This might be a little too low. I don't know, maybe I need to set this on the ground and see how close. Yeah, that looks a little low. Maybe we'll raise it up a little bit. Let's get rid of him. We'll use the curve. I'll use like this curved piece, and I'll make it go up one. Maybe like this. There we go. That should be a lot better. And also, this lift is going to get in my way. Okay, let's move the lift. See if I can kind of get to it here. See if I can get this lift to set somewhere else. There we go. That looks good. So anyways, we're going to make this go up to the front of the vehicle, and then we'll kind of build a similar piece, kind of like what we did in the back. Like I said, it makes it look like it's all connected, and realistically it's not. It shouldn't interfere with the steering at all. At least I don't think it's going to. I guess once I test it, I'll really be able to see, but in theory, this is not going to interfere with any bit of the steering, so that looks good. Okay. Place the front piece. Like I said, it doesn't have any function. This is all cosmetic. It's just something that I believe needs to be done to this. So let's make that look like it's connecting to the outside. Okay. All right, one more piece I'm going to add to this bottom. There's a lot of these. I don't even know what it is or what it's called. Anyways, these bars that I'm building here, they're going to actually slant down and also look like they're connected into the suspension. Is that okay? Yeah, okay, those are even. That I started looking at there, I wasn't sure if those were even or if they were off. But I don't even know what it's really called. The picture I'm looking at has something similar to this, so just figured might as well throw it in there. Try to make it look as awesome as possible. So These need to be just slightly slanted, so maybe like that. That one's off. No, that one wasn't off. That one's down. See, as you can see, I mean, they're not connected. I might need to make that back one a little longer, but it looks like everything's working together. Let's hop into this thing and make sure nothing's dragging or interfering here. Nope, looks like it's clearing. The wheels are still turning, so I believe, like all that stuff we've done under it, I believe it's going to be okay. It's not going to interfere. Everything's going to work out here. As you can see, I got rid of the tailgate. I made the top come out of the motor, so it really looks like we have like just a beastly motor under it. This is handling really good. I'm pretty sure if I really started trying to turn it here, it would try to tip over on me. It's weird. It does float. I mean, it kind of looks heavy, but this vehicle, every time I hit a bump or something, it just glides over and hops right off of it. Let's see. Let's just pick up some speed here and kind of see what happens. Yep. Oh, I caught it that time. Yeah, you have to be really careful with steering. I mean, you already tell it wants to flip over. I just wish I had some bigger tires. I think that would just make this build with having those big monster truck tires. So, all right, I made a slight adjustment. I added just a little bit more speed to it. Everything's working. Like I said, I just have the hood and the driver door open, and I don't have a passenger door. I just felt like it wasn't necessary. I'm kind of replicating this on like a Monster Jam monster truck. To a lot of people, this is probably just going to look like a big jacked up truck. It's not what I was. I mean, I guess you could say that's what it is. Also, I mean, I don't know. Just disappointed by the tires. Let's see. Let's try to hit some jumps here and see what kind of air we can get. It handles a lot better than I pictured it handling. Like I said, I started looking at all the pipes and everything under it, and I was like, this thing's going to be really heavy, and it's going to be a handful, but it handles a lot better than I thought it was going to. Let's hop. I think this is a jump. Let's hop it off. Wow. Oh, that's a tree. And let's see if we can tip it over with the door and the hood. Nope. I didn't think about hopping out. I think I have enough room here. I can get this on a lift. I didn't think about being able to eject out, but oh well. Let's see. Let's jump back into it and ride around in it a little bit more. But I think that's gonna wrap it up for today's episode. If you'd like to like the video, subscribe. We're still building the channel. Still got some good momentum going. I'm still looking at, so like I said, I go through the comments, look at requests, and we'll continue to just build on some more Scrap Mechanic. You should see some new episodes of that and some other things coming out soon. So we'll see you guys next time.